I will request you to please come out of that habit of procrastination, delaying things, laziness, because somewhere or the other, your Lagna Lord is making you a little bit. You are going to be spending good quality, luxurious time with your family. You are going to give them gifts of high quality, food of different cuisines, traveling into different places. I definitely see the possibility of more and more success aligning from the 27th of January onwards. Hi guys, welcome back to Dev Astrology. Today we are going to be doing the reading for your sign for the month of January 2025. We have done a detailed reading for all the signs, both moon as well as rising, and you can check out the annual predictions which are already posted a couple of weeks back on my channel video. So without further ado guys, you can get started with the key dates that are going to be coming into picture for the month of January. And you can watch this video both from a rising as well as moon sign perspective. So it gives you confidence to see the video in both perspectives. All right, let me share my screen and showcase what are the key dates that will impact us this month. So guys, as you guys can see on your screen here, first and foremost, Sun is currently placed in the sign of Sagittarius, and it is going to be there till the first half of the month, till Jan 13th. And then it will be going into the sign of Capricorn from Jan 14th onwards. Then you have Mercury, which is again placed in conjunction with Sun in the sign of Sagittarius itself, and it is going to be in this sign from Jan 4th, means it is going to be transiting from the sign of Scorpio for the first 3 days and then moving into the sign of Sagittarius from Jan 4th, and then it will be in Capricorn from Jan 24th onwards. You have Venus, which is currently in Aquarius, and it is going to be there until Jan 26th. And from Jan 27th, it will be moving into the sign of Pisces in its sign of exaltation. And we've touched upon this in our annual videos as well, and we are going to be talking about this in depth today. Then you have Mars, which is in Cancer in retrograde movement, and it is there till Jan of 20th. And then it is going to be moving into the sign of Gemini from Jan 21st onwards, where it will continue in its retrograde motion itself. You have Jupiter currently retrograde in the sign of Taurus in Rohini Nakshatra, which is ruled by Moon. So it is continuing in the sign of Taurus itself through the course of this month, with Saturn being in Aquarius in Purv Bhadrapada Nakshatra, which is the lord of Jupiter's sign. So it's going to be in Jupiter's sign now onwards itself in Aquarius. Then you have Rahu, which is in Pisces in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, which is ruled by Saturn. And then you have Ketu, which is in the sign of Virgo in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra, which is ruled by Sun. So these are the key dates that are going to be impacting you for the course of this month. So Aquarius, you can watch this both from a rising as well as moon sign perspective. Now, Saturn, as you guys can see on your screen here, is the lord of your 12th house and your ascendant, and he's sitting in your ascendant itself. Venus is going to come in conjunction with this Saturn from December 27th onwards. And it is going to be here for a month and will then be moving into your second house in its sign of exaltation from Jan 27th. Now, as you can see, Venus is the lord of your 4th house and your 9th house. And it is coming into the ascendant sign in conjunction with Saturn, means it is going to bring that stroke of luck, that fortune, that destiny favoring you. You will find luxuries finding way into your life. You will find asset growth finding your way into your life. Knowledge is going to grow for you during this period, and you will be interested in some kind of ancient knowledge about traditional matters as well, because it is the conjunction with Saturn. Of course, Saturn is your ascendant lord and the lord of 12th as well, which is a tricky situation because he also brings in expenses. But I think Aquarius, for you, he brings a lot of spiritual knowledge. He brings a knowledge of the other realm. You have a wide net when it comes to thinking. And when it comes in conjunction with the 4th and the 9th lord, what it does is it forms a very good Raj Yoga for you, where you can bring an expansion to your knowledge, you can bring an expansion to your assets, you can get recognition for your efforts from the outside world. This is also going to be a period of recognition. So your bosses could be giving that support, that stroke of luck. Unexpectedly, you will find that promotion could come your way. Your father could give you certain opportunities that add to your growth in your personality as well as in terms of your materialistic gains. It's a very positive connection for you guys, that too happening in the Lagna. I think this is also going to be a period where you are going to look beautiful, you are going to dress up well, you are going to be presentable, going into various socializing events, probably even long distance travel will come into play where you might want to take a family outing. And that outing most probably could be to places you've already been to. Like you've been to some long distance place away from your home, but it is also a home away from home, like a cabin space or a particular pilgrimage or a particular sacred city that you like to travel to a lot. Even visiting old towns or where you've come from, where your roots belong, visiting your roots is also going to be possible during the month of January itself. Of course, the Saturn is going to be continuing with that debilitated aspect towards your third house, which is tricky because the Lord of the third, Mars, is also in debilitation and in retrogression. Retrogression is adding some strength, but Aquarius, I will request you to please come out of that habit of procrastination, delaying things, laziness, because somewhere or the other, your Lagna Lord is making you a little bit lazy in your attitude, and you have to fight that mindset. Even the presence of Venus is going to probably substantiate to that. You are going to lean more towards the comfort of what life has to offer. Great things do not stop for you here, because this Venus is coming into its sign of exaltation in the second house in conjunction with Rahu. And that's a great thing to happen because this expansion is happening in your second house itself. Guys, I definitely see for Aquarius some enormous amount of wealth coming into play. You seem to be making good gains during this period. Now, you have to understand it's the fourth lord which is coming into second. It's a Dhan Yoga in itself. And then the ninth lord also coming, though 6 places away. It will come through some challenges. You will find some obstacles that you'll have to overcome, but it is coming in a very good placement of exaltation from where it forms a Parivartan Yoga with Jupiter as well. Now, why this conjunction is going to be in play for the next 100 odd days, you have to understand combination of Rahu and Venus can be a bit tricky as well. And this is where it is going to be a little bit tricky, especially if you are a married person. So it will bring in the possibility of you getting in touch with somebody of a different background and culture and probably develop some sort of an interest. So you will have to be careful on those regards. However, aside of that warning, the presence of these two planets here gives us an indication that you are going to be expanding to your savings. You are going to be spending good quality, luxurious time with your family. You are going to give them gifts of high quality, food of different cuisines, traveling into different places. As we said, it's the ninth lord who's coming into second. So travel with family is definitely written all over on the cards. High probability some of you might want to travel far away from your current location, from your base, which means an international travel could also be a possibility. Rahu is everything foreign, so you have to be aware of that. And he's co-owner of your... So Aquarius, for you, I definitely see the possibility of more and more success aligning from the 27th of January onwards. But even before that, the period looks extremely positive with Venus, the Yoga Karaka planet of your chart, supporting you. Now, as we move ahead, we see Jupiter, who's currently sitting, it will be in Parivartan Yoga with Venus, is currently sitting in your fourth house. It's a good placement for Jupiter to be in. Remember, Jupiter gets naturally exalted in Cancer. So in the fourth house, it's a good placement for you folks. He's the lord of your second house and your 11th house, lord of your gains and lord of your savings and assets, is coming and sitting into your property, into your wealth. That's beautiful. That's a very strong Dhan Yoga. And Aquarius, you have to be double downing. I think you are having a gala time with this retrograded Jupiter as well, because he gains a lot of strength. He gives you the ability of addressing the third house problems of Mars at this point in time. Means you can fight your laziness leveraging this Jupiter. If you have your goals aligned, your targets aligned in your mind, and you know how you want to achieve your ambitions, this Jupiter is going to help you fulfill that. He's giving an aspect. He's sitting and trying to that Ketu who's sitting in your 8th house. So he's keeping that Ketu in control as well. Yes, you will have interest in occult. You might want to even delve into doing some sort of a research, start some new project in hiding, in isolation, that might result into some positive outcome later. Please continue to do that. Any idea that you have, if you want to educate yourself, if you want, education is going to be the best thing. Getting into tantra of some sort, learning new mantras, new occult, doing any kind of PhD learnings, doing just some sort of AI based research that enables you to be more equipped in the modern world. All of those things are being supportive for you at this point in time, Aquarius. Even if you have any ideas to expand your work from home, you want to pursue opportunities that can make you work from home, please do spend time, effort, energy to materialize in those directions, because they will give you the right fruits. This Jupiter is giving an aspect into the sign of Scorpio as well. Yes, Mars is in a difficult spot, but your Jupiter is a saving grace. He's addressing your work situation, the turbulence that is coming at your workplace, because Mars is sitting in retrograded position in your sixth house at this point in time. So I'm pretty confident that many of you will be having problems at your job. You could be facing issues related to your health. A lot of time, effort, energy could be getting engrossed into the legal matters as well. This Jupiter is at least giving you some support to add to your karma. He is giving the ability for you to put up a fight to overcome these kind of challenges, and you must not refrain from this. Jupiter will bring in that level of spirituality as well in you. You are going to seek some sort of benevolent guidance from the heavens, and it is your way. It is coming in to support you. So Aquarius, you don't have to just drop the ball. There will be situations that will be hurtful. Why do I say that? See, the lord of your third house and your 10th house, which is Mars, he's sitting in a very tricky situation. Yes, he forms a Shatruhanta Yoga when it comes to the sixth house, but sitting in the sign of debilitation and retrogression, especially when a malefic is retrograded, it is not a good situation to be in. You are constantly facing troubles, obstacles coming your way. Probably there has been a lack of discipline as well. I suspect there is some level of laziness that might have crept into you. You have to find that, fight that. You have to overcome that behavior. You have to bring in a schedule, a regimen to your life. You have to go and hit the gym and exercise regularly. Aquarius, that is very much needed for you, and you have to put in efforts to do that. If you see that how this Mars progresses, it continues in this retrograde motion, and it will go from Jan 21st, 20th onwards into your fifth house. Actually, that moment is going to be much better, because from there, this Mars is going to be aspecting your 11th house of gains as well. So you see how things are progressing over the course of the month. Things are just getting better for you with every passing week. And even from a health perspective, you will feel yourself much more confident. Things will improve for you once this Mars becomes progressive or direct, but there is still time for that, and January at least doesn't promises you to achieve that. So I would want you to be focused in terms of cautiously putting in some additional efforts and drain out the energy of your body. Exert yourself in any kind of sports, because Mars is ruling your third house as well. Any kind of hobbies that you like, but they have to be physical hobbies, because that will be a good remedy for you. Now we will talk about some bit from your education perspective as well. I think as we move ahead into the month, people who are students watching this video, you will find some success coming your way in that direction, and things are going to improve for you over the course of the months. From a romance perspective, it is not just Mars, but it is also going to be Mercury who's going to be ruling it for you. Now, Mercury is currently sitting in your 11th house along with Sun. Of course, it is going to be getting there on Jan 4th if you are watching it then. So both of these planets are in the sign of Sagittarius. Of course, Mercury is not comfortable in that sign, but it is a very good placement for both of these planets. See, the stars are also supporting you to go and chase your dreams, chase your objectives and goals. And there is an alignment. Why? Because if you are married, or if you're not, even your external partnerships, friend network, etc., will support you to fulfill your wishes. There could be a possibility of you attracting a life partner, some sort of a relationship in your friend network, through a social network, through some digital platform as well. Why? Because see, Sun being the lord of seventh is sitting into 5 places away from itself, and Mercury being the lord of fifth is sitting 7 places away and aspecting his own sign and own house. So romance is definitely brewing up for you folks. Positive marital bliss is brewing up for you folks. I anticipate gains coming in for you based on the support of your loved ones, of your life partner or your romantic partner. So positivity all around from that quarter too. Now, if you look at the movement of this sun, he will be the first one to leave and get into the 12th house. Fifth, seventh lord moving in 6 places away. You will have to be a bit cautious with respect to the health of your life partner if you are married. If you are running a business, you could face certain obstacles during this period. And add to the woes will be Mercury joining in from the 3rd or the 4th week of January into the 12th house itself. And that is where a lot of action happens. So whilst you will be working towards all these gains and saving money and expansion, expenses will also rise for you from the last week of January, and you should be open about it. Now, my proactive recommendation is that the good thing is that Jupiter is giving an aspect to the 12th house, so he will be keeping a check. Plus, he will not be letting you spend on useless objectives. It may not be a bad idea for you to be a little bit philanthropic, go and do some charitable deeds, go and spend some money for a good, noble cause proactively, because it is going to save the agony of spending that on healthcare or anything which is like overcoming the challenges, legal matters and stuff. So I would not want you to be spending there, but do some good investment of your dollar, of your rupee, of your money, and you will again get some gains out of this as well. I hope, guys, the analysis for Aquarius, rising and moon sounds fruitful for you guys. You've enjoyed that for January 2025. If you have, then please smash on that like button, subscribe to their astrology, and keep watching. Om Namah Shivaya.